Well, this is it. The final video for Nier Automata. Um, it's at this point when you're getting ready to go get ending C/E or D/E. Think twice. It's a point of no return. Make absolutely sure you are at peace with your file. Well, you don't have to, but I'd feel really bad. You'll see what I mean. I'm sure I mentioned it before, but yeah. Anyway, we've got things to do. I like this echoey version. The archives. Alright. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I do have everything. Alright. Time to read. March 12th, 2014. Summary. The proliferation of the white chlorination syndrome has emerged in 2003, alongside the appearance of the giant and dragon, has continued unabated, and outbreaks are now being observed on a global scale. Despite being researched in laboratories across the world, not only have there been no breakthroughs in the development of a vaccine to prevent infection, we have yet to ascertain how it even spreads. However, many technological breakthroughs have been made as a result of research conducted on the meso particle that was discovered at that same time. We are confident that the technology it enables, the separation of the soul from the body, and the independent preservation of both, will be the final defense against the unprecedented threat to humanity we now face. Now that the project has passed from preparation into the main implementation phase, we have given it the official name, Project Gestalt. April 4th, 2015. Summary. Protests in opposition to the spiritual preservation method that was disclosed as Level 1 information related to Project Gestalt have sprung up in all areas. The committee continues to receive formal complaints from our research team regarding the collection of biased data as a result of the Gestalt process being conducted on the sick and elderly. The number of civilians having undergone the Gestalt process remains at 4. A public relations department will be established in order to better control the information and improve our image. We will also consider rescheduling the project itself if such an action is deemed necessary. So it's a story that's been told before, and I think it's a fascinating story. Finding a way to separate the soul, if you will, what makes you you, separate that from a body and turn that into, find some way to store it or turn it into raw data that can then be somehow transferred back into a physical body. Yeah, it's always going to be an interesting concept to me. Oh, that one's just short. Well, god damn it. Okay, this one's just short. August 23rd, 2025. Summary. We received a report from the laboratory indicating that the basic technology of the replicant system is expected to be complicated by the end of August. Verifications of its safety, along with clinical trials, will be conducted from September through November. A report will be submitted to the Prime Minister indicating that the completion of the replicant system will represent a tremendous leap forward for Project Gestalt. This report will be handled by Public Relations Department. So, they're ramping up Project Gestalt. September 24th, 2026. Summary. A report has been submitted to the Prime Minister regarding the rampaging weapons incident that occurred in the National Arms Laboratory in June. Though the laboratory's budget and allocated human resources are expected to see significant cuts, a team of staffers will continue meso research under the umbrella of Project Gestalt. Records of human experimentation conducted using meso are scheduled to be disclosed to concerned parties separately as Level 6 classified information. May 5th, 2033. Summary. Through the use of meso technology related to multidimensional worlds, 13 activation systems have been completed, including Grimoire Noir. We have also confirmed that these systems can be used to return gestalts to their replicant forms once the white chlorination syndrome has been fully eliminated. Work necessary for this system will be continued by the Grimoire Noir project work group. So I'm not sure what replicants are at this point. That's probably explained in Nier, considering one of the versions of Nier was called replicant. I don't know if that's just supposed to be a name for the human body or if it's supposed to be like a clone of a certain body, whatever. April 1st, 2044. Summary. Today's committee meeting was canceled due to the absence of a majority of members. The contact network for urgent absences is to be confirmed at a later date. January 3rd, 2045. Summary. It has been decided that the United Nations will launch a full-scale investigation and infiltration operation in order to determine the cause of the massive Legion outbreak in the Tokyo area. Details regarding the progress of Project Gestalt are to be shared as a part of this effort, though we will insist that any information which leaves the country must first be thoroughly verified by our committee. In particular, information regarding relapses, named tentative, must be kept in the strictest confidence. September 15th, 2053. Summary. As Project Gestalt undergoes approval in countries across the world, we recognize that there have been imperfections in how information has been regulated with regards to civilians. Until the safety of the final system has been verified, all information related to this matter is subject to Level 4 classification. As such, its relation to the Ministry of Health and Welfare's Life Rehabilitation Program must be kept strictly confidential. Furthermore, we ask the following information be sent to all related personnel and organizations immediately. Clauses regarding compensation in the event of information leaks are to be added to contracts with all partner companies. In the event of an information leak, ascertaining the source should be the company's top priority. Please refer to Countermeasures C for information on how to handle leaked information, as well as the individuals who disclosed it. It's probably not good, whatever it is. September 27th, 2054. Summary. The discovery and development of the original has contributed greatly to the stabilization of Project Gestalt. Long-term management of the original will be handled by the Hamlin organization. As per the management mentioned above, all authority regarding the cryogenic plans for the relapsed Yona is to be transferred to the Hamlin organization. Yona is the main lady from Nier. Depending on which version you're playing, she's either the daughter of the main character or the sister of the brother. It depends. The version that came stateside is apparently the one is Nier Gestalt, which has father and daughter. So yeah, there's that. April 18th, 2764. Jeez, that's a skip in time. Summary. We have received troubling reports from multiple administration zones that the replicants have started to behave as if they have developed senses of self. It is currently under investigation what implications this might have for Project Gestalt as a whole. As other disclosable matters have already been directed to the Administrators Union, they have been omitted here. Finally, a jump of almost 600 years. Final report. Summary. Due to the relapse of the original, Gestalt units in preservation are now relapsing at an accelerated rate. The process of recording their bodies and gathering their DNA continues, but progress is poor. New countermeasures in development intended to serve as a replacement to Project Gestalt are scheduled to be transferred to the Next Generation Preservation Project Preparation Committee. As for this report, it will serve as the final record of both Project Gestalt and the committee. For information about the development plans for new Android models and the refinement of existing models, please refer to the attached sheet. So, I'm a little slow concerning this, but what I'm guessing this all means is the souls of the androids now are people who were part of Project Gestalt millennia ago, and their souls, if you will, persist on. But because of time, memory wipes, whatever, they might not remember, back then or whatever. It's hard to tell. I don't even know if that's true, but it sounds like all of the androids are products of Gestalt. And the block boxes they obtain, as we've learned, are machine cores. That's probably how they got it to all work. They used the machine cores. And, yeah. I could be getting my facts wrong there, but that's probably the gist right there. Right. Time to save. Time for a chapter select. All the way to the end. Again, make absolutely sure there's nothing else you want to do. If you're committed to... okay, you can see that. I didn't know that. By the way, I saw the other end of, you know, if you decide to go with the arc or whatever, it's like nothing changes really. So, okay, let's play this part. Make sure you're committed. I mean, you can kind of back out, but I wouldn't. It's going to kind of ruin the moment. Oh boy.
This tower is a giant cannon that's aimed at the human server on the moon.
We'll go ahead and let this play
If we
again.
don't do something, all of humanity's remaining data will be destroyed.
So what? None of it matters. Or didn't you know?
So look, I got
We
delivery.
aren't required in this world anymore. Humanity is extinct. That moon server you're so worried about was invented to give us androids something to fight for. And Yorha was created to perpetuate the lie. But in order to make sure no one ever learned the truth, we were designed to be killed. They built a back door in the bunker and programmed it to activate after a certain amount of time. The commander, me, 2B, sacrificial lambs. All of us. Isn't that hilarious? Doesn't it make you laugh?
9S, we...
Shut up! You killed 2B. That's all we need to kill each other.
2B hated to keep killing you. It caused her so much pain. The 9S type is a high-end model. They knew you'd discover the truth eventually. But the model designation 2B was just a cover. The official designation is 2E. Number 2 type E. They were a special class of members designed to execute Yorha units. But you knew that, right, 9S?
Shut up! Shut up! What do you know? You don't know anything at all about us!
Proposal. Cease combat. Fighting her at this point would be
Pod
irrational
153. I order you to halt all logical thought and speech. This order shall remain in effect until you confirm the death of either myself or Unit A2.
Now we select A2. Are you sure? Yes. By the way, before we start, I'd like to point out, I wasn't far off before when I said it was spelling out something. Remember when we were trying to hack and it looked something odd? There was something odd about it. If you're low enough level that she can survive being hacked a 4th time, you're going to be greeted with a huge hacking session. And what happens is eventually it pans out and you see that during those 4 hacks you were fighting across the options screen and the status screen and whatnot, and it shows you what A2 status is at the time and whatnot. It's really interesting, worth a view. If I think of it, I'll post a link in the description to a video I found of it. It's worth a watch. I mean, at least skip to like the middle of it or whatever, so you can see the 4th hack. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Understood. Yeah, that lasted no time at all.
Pod! Hack it!
Acknowledged.
See, she's not trying to kill him. Not only has she grown as a person, but I mean she's
Tell me where to find the
inherited,
virus
you know,
corrupting
2B's
9S.
will.
Affirmative. Yorha Unit A2. Core data for 9S is stored ahead. Alert. Severe virus corruption. Probability of successful deletion extremely low.
I think I know a way.
The idea under consideration is not recommended. This pod is a Yorha tactical support unit. As such, it cannot approve of actions that would damage its supported unit.
You're not so bad, Pod. You know that?
So, this is why I'm glad I chose 9S's ending first. The first time. Because everything makes more sense, I think, if you do C second. Oh. I mean, really, in a fight, 9S is no match for A2. It's clear when you're... I mean, if it was just a fight and no hacking, clearly the only way he would stand a chance is if she was holding back, and that's because of the 2B side of her would be holding back, plus everything that, you know, she's grown more empathetic and grown to care more about the world, etc. So A2 has grown quite a bit. I forgot how long this was. I should have ran the whole way.
I'll take care of everything. Pod. Take care of 9S.
What of you, A2?
I've still got something I need to do. You go ahead.
Acknowledged.
I'm sorry. I never quite realized how beautiful this world is. I'm coming, everyone. I'm coming.
I'm still not quite sure what she even did there, but okay. Ending C, meaningless code. Now this ending's going to be quite a bit different.
Report. All Yorha unit black boxes now confirmed offline. Our mission to oversee the progress of Project Yorha is complete. Proceeding to final stage of project. Commencing deletion of all data.
Yep. Time to delete our data. It's actually going to delete your data.
Pod 153 to Pod 042. Data noise present in stream. Requesting temporary halt to perform data check.
Accept the pod's request. Make sure you say yes.
Pod 042 to Pod 153. Data confirmed. Personal data for units 9S, 2B, and A2 appear to be leaking out.
Pod 153 to Pod 042. Follow project rules and
God, I'm
delete
already
all
starting to,
personal
like,
data.
get a little misty.
Pod 042 to Pod 153. Personal data deletion request denied.
Pod 153 to Pod 042.
Damn it.
Failure to parse statement.
Pod 042 to Pod 153. There was data created in my banks as I was referencing the records. I realized something. I have come to the conclusion that I cannot accept this resolution.
The destruction of all Yorha units is an essential component of the project plan.
You're supposed to.
All data must be destroyed.
Pod 042 to Pod 153. Repeat. Personal data deletion request denied. Initiating data salvage.
What?
Pod 153. You hoped they would survive as well, didn't you?
We lack the authority for such an action. The rules are protected by low-level systems. Salvaging data poses an unacceptable level of risk. Knowing that, do you still wish for them to survive?
Yes. Nier Automata. Ending E, the end of Yorha. And now for this final part, we control Pod 042.
The defense program has initiated a purge. If this continues, our consciousness data will likely be deleted.
Pod 042 to Pod 153. We were created to execute the android's Project Yorha plan. We had no capacity for emotion. But when we six were connected and exchanged information, something happened. I cannot deny the feeling of something resembling consciousness and emotion being born.
Unable to reply.
Perhaps we now understand that not everything has to have an answer.
You have to fight the credits. You're literally fighting the end. And honestly, I think this is the most powerful moment I've ever seen in a video game. At least for me. It's not much yet, but it's because I know what's coming up. At this point, Pod 042 is willing to risk everything to bring back people he came to care about. And what's interesting about this song now is at the beginning it started off with an 8-bit, like a chiptune version, and then it evolves into singing. It's kind of like the AIs have developed. It goes from just mere noise to something with actual feeling. You know what I mean? Oops, shit. It's you can already hear it in my voice, man. It really gets to me, and it's gonna get, for lack of a better word, it's gonna get worse here in a little bit. I would consider this probably my third favorite game overall, but I think this is the most powerful moment ever in a game for me. More than anything else I've ever gone through. Again, in a video game. And it's moments like this that really make me, because if there was ever something that could qualify a video game as art, this is it. This whole game, really, but I mean, this moment here, in context of everything else, you take it as a whole package deal. It's absolutely incredible. It leaves such an enormous mark on your soul, if you will. At least it did for me. Maybe it doesn't do it for everybody, but I've seen the comments of other people. There are reviewers. Almost everybody seems to be moved by this, moved to tears. This is the other part of the game that made me cry like a baby, and I didn't start at this point yet. I was getting a little worked up, but not even as much as I am now. Just, again, I know what's going to happen. And I tried so hard to get as far as I could with this. And that kind of works into this. You're trying so hard to not screw up. Ugh. Jeez, oh Pete. I know it sounds pathetic, I'm sorry, but I'm sure all of you out there have had some sort of moment like this with something. Maybe not this game, but yeah, and this is why I was kind of hesitant to do an LP of this, because I'd rather people experience this for themselves, but, you know, not everybody has the money and whatnot, so I hope, if nothing else, you're able to experience this, you know, through me, and you can have the same great feeling that I did after this is all said and done. You go throughout the entire course of the game, you go through so much anger, happiness, sadness, even fear, confusion, this great sense of mystery of everything that's going on. What does it all mean? Is there a greater meaning to all this? Yes, the story at large is a greater story about, you know, humanity in general and what it means to have a soul. What is a soul? You know, the soul doesn't have to be necessarily something, you know, religious or whatever. The soul is just another word for what makes you, you. I forget what id, ego, super ego means, but you know what I'm talking about. Everything that makes you, you. What does it all mean? And also, notice in this version of the song, it's switching between the languages. And there's something really important you need to notice about the song later. We'll get to that. I'm surprised I was able to talk that much. I mean, I'm sure it was, you know, babbling. I'm still babbling, but I hope I've at least gotten my message across. I knew I was just going to fall apart at this part of the game. Who would have known what the most powerful moment in the game ever, at least for some people, would be a credit screen. Granted, an interactive credit screen, but yeah. And now it's in French. It was in Japanese just a little bit ago. Oh, my hand needs a rest already. This is difficult. I don't know what else I can say until I reach a certain point. Shit! What? It's okay. Connect to the network? Yes, of course I connect to the network. I give up here? No, why would I give up? I'm not ready to give up yet. I can't believe I wasn't connected to the network. That kind of ruined something, but that's okay. We'll get another chance, I'm sure. Okay, all we can do is just try and get farther. It's okay. It lets you try as many times as you want, but well, you'll see what the but is. Oh, this is wearing down on my thumbs. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Now we're getting to the real shit. This is the point I wanted to reach. Now it gets to the point where it's not impossible, but it's close. Message received. You accept defeat? It's a really random message. So my name is Hainai. It was hard for me as well. That being said, I'm not sure what that's saying, but yeah. You accept defeat? No. It's a strange thing to pop up. Messages from somebody else. It's kind of like Dark Souls-y. I guess it's from other people that were defeated, you know? This part is so hard. Damn it! Is it all pointless? It's hard to find me as well. I've walked the same road as you. Don't make excuses. Keep going. Proposal. And also, survive. Well, that's a lot of people talking now. No, it's not pointless. Goddamn, you can hear it in my voice. Oh, Jesus Christ. I can't give up. At this point, I was getting so upset. Like, it's like, if I give up, like, do I really have a chance of saving the androids? If that's the case, I can't give up. Damn it! It gets so hard. Do you think games are silly little things? 2B and 9S put their lives on the line. Therefore, we've got this. From China. Your eyes get tired, don't they? Otherwise, how about trying to go a little further? Another message from China. There's messages from Japan. I've seen messages from Saudi Arabia, from Spain and Portugal, from America, from Mexico. I see them all over the place. And no, they're not silly little things. They're things that can do this to you. What you hear in my voice right now. It can do that to you. It's not. I care about these characters. So many other people have cared about these characters. Can't give up on them. I know that sounds cheesy as hell. I don't care. And yeah, right now you kind of feel like you are carrying the weight of the world, don't you? Like if you keep screwing up, you're not going to save them. Damn it! Do you admit there is no meaning to this world? Look how many messages there are, guys. If you give up, you're done for. Let's put your back into it. I thought it would never end. In other words, you can do it if you try. From South Korea. Are you tired? Be that as it may, put your back into it. You from USA. No, there is. No, I don't admit that. That's stupid. There is meaning. You had. Sometimes it's hard to find, but you can find that meaning. There is meaning. Sometimes it seems impossible. Don't give up. I really started to break down at this point. Damn it! Give up here? No. Look at this. Look how many messages from people across the world. No, don't give up. Damn it. At this point, I was like, what the hell is this? Rescue offer received from Sinai. That's the first one that talked to me. Accept offer? At first I said no. I kept dying. More offers for help. No. Like I didn't know if something would happen if I accepted help and just had to resort to, being helped. But that's the point. You're not alone. Damn it. Give me a second. No matter how bleak things seem, even if you feel like you are alone, you're not. Somebody's always out there willing to give you a hand. If nothing else, remember that. You're not alone. Yes, accept offer. Now listen to the choir. There's a choir now. Because everybody's jumping in to help you. Their data's been lost. What does that mean? We'll find out later. Work together and you're unstoppable. There's so much more Even if you're not unstoppable, you're so much more powerful. Don't be afraid to ask for help from others. Now you have to be able to stand on your own too. That's true. But don't feel like you have to take on the world yourself. Other people are there to help, man. Don't give up. Don't ever give up on whatever it is you're doing. As long as there's a good reason to not give up, don't give up. I mean, of course, there's limits to that. Like, you know, you don't keep bashing your head against the wall, trying to break the wall, because you're going to end up hurting yourself if you don't quit. There are reasonable limits to that. But for the most part, if it's a goal worth, you know, striving for, don't give up. Ask for help. Don't be afraid don't be afraid to ask for help. And if somebody else needs help, don't be afraid to help them. It'll mean the world to them to know that somebody else cares enough to help you out. Someone else's data has been lost. I super lost it when I heard this. When I paid attention to the song, it's like, wait a minute, there's a choir now. Even the people singing are trying to help. It's like the world's cheering you on. Damn it. Sorry. Hey, you know what the choir is? It's actually the developers of the game. People that worked on the game are the ones doing the choir right now. There's still the one lady that's actually doing the song, but the choir is well, the choir is the game developers. I guess even Yoko Taro is even in that choir, apparently. Yosuke Matsuda, that guy we fought earlier? Yeah, there he is.
Everything that lives is designed to end. They are perpetually trapped in a never-ending spiral of life and death. However, life is all about the struggle within this cycle. That is what we believe. Pod 153 to Pod 042. How is it going?
His broke ass has to be dragged along.
Why is that?
I launched a suicide attack, and yet, here I am, still alive. I must look very silly.
Do not feel bad about it. We are alive, after all. And being alive is pretty much a constant stream of embarrassment.
Ain't that true?
That concept is a bit too abstract for me to understand at this time. I will save it in my list of things to analyze later.
Question, Pod 042. Did the data salvage restore all of their past memories?
Yes.
And are those recovered parts of the same design as previous ones?
Yes.
Then, won't that simply lead us to the same conclusion as before?
I cannot deny the possibility. However, the possibility of a different future also exists.
They're breaking a bunch of parts.
A future is not given to you. It is something you must take for yourself.
They're going to be given another chance to live. Hopefully things will turn out differently for them. Even A2 will be given another chance to live.
Pod 153 to player. Please respond to this query. Do you, faithful player, have anything you would like to say to other players who are suffering because they cannot finish Nier Automata?
I have something I want to say. Now you can choose a message. Yeah. What was it? I bet you're having a... I thought it would never end, and then you feel dread. Wait, tomorrow's Monday. No, 2B and 9S put their lives on the line. It's going to have more over. Therefore, don't give up here. Wait, no, I mean... because of that. Got this with you. There you go.
Pod 042 to player. Please respond to this query.
This is the second time I've done this.
You, faithful player of this title, have lost your life multiple times to make it this far. You have faced crushing hardship and suffered greatly for it. Do you have any interest in helping the weak?
Yes.
Selecting this option enables you to save someone somewhere in the world. However, in exchange, you will lose all of your save data.
And that's the great
Do you
sacrifice.
still wish to rescue someone, a total stranger, in spite of this?
Those data that data that was lost, those are people that sacrificed their save files. Their save files are literally gone. People put dozens of hours into this. And are they willing to give it all up so they can help somebody like me get through a very, very tough sequence? It can be done without help, but it's extremely hard, apparently. I'm not good enough to do it, and I'd say more than 99% of players aren't good enough to do it. So some people don't feel compelled to do this. They don't want to lose their save files. I understand that. Although that makes you a little sad because it makes you feel like they didn't get the same emotions that I got from this. Where at the end of it all, they say, it's been a long road and we put in a lot of work. I spent a lot of time gathering those items just so I could fight a super boss and whatnot. And it's hard to get rid of the stuff. And I felt so bad the first time because I said no, because I wanted to do what I could to enjoy the rest of the game. But I went back and did it again, and I did what I felt was the right thing. Yes, I want to help other people enjoy this game and really see the ending and go through the same thing I did, experience the same emotion.
The person you save will be selected at random. As a result, this person, who cries out for help even as we speak, may be someone you intensely dislike. Do you still wish to help?
Yes.
You worked so hard to unlock debug mode and chapter select, but they will no longer be available to you. Do you still wish to help?
They're really trying to say, look, you unlocked all this cool stuff. You sure you're okay with this? Like, yeah, I'm good.
You may not receive thanks for your efforts.
I know.
Some may say that your efforts are purely for show. Do you still wish to help?
Yes.
And you are truly, truly sure about this?
Yes, I am.
Very well. In exchange for all of your data, I will convey your will to this world.
It's erasing all your options. By the way, I couldn't help but notice that I didn't get my final trophy. It doesn't count until after this. I hope it didn't do something stupid like There goes all my stuff. It didn't do something stupid like because it wasn't connected to the network for some reason. I don't get the trophy. I'm gonna be so upset if that's the case. All this stuff gone. It's like wow, look at all this stuff you got. You earned. Too bad it's all gone now.
All of your data has been deleted.
And so, we must say goodbye. I feel a slight amount of sadness.
You're not the only one.
It is time for the final words.
Affirmative.
To all of you who spent time with this game, thank you. Thank you for playing.
Save complete. Transcendent being. That's for all the... And there's the platinum. My first platinum ever. For as long as I've had a PS3, which is since 2006, I think. I never platinumed a game. Didn't play any of them long enough. It's really gone. And for your efforts, you're rewarded with this title screen we have right here. It's a different one before. And now, I can let the intro finally play out. I didn't let it play out at the very beginning of this LP because it was it could be considered spoilery if you've seen certain parts of the game. So, so was it as good for you guys? That's the second time I've gone through that game and had my data erased. Whoever you are out there, if hopefully if you're playing this,
I never quite realized.
Hopefully I came out to help you.
How beautiful this world is.
I don't know what else to say, really.
Commander's put me in charge of your maintenance, ma'am. That means I'll be performing regular checks on you from now on.
If anyone is listening to this, there's something I need you to do. If you ever meet up with Yorha Unit 9S, I want him. I mean...
$11,945 AD. Jeez.
Perhaps we're not so different after all. Pod 153, I order you to halt all logical thought and speech.
They're not A2! I can handle this!
Androids were designed to protect their human masters.
Even if it's pointless, you still have to do it!
You two are the last remaining members of Yorha.
That's not the operator. It's...
I wonder what it said there. I just know that the angelic language at the end. Huh. I'm gonna analyze that after this. But anyway. That's it, everyone. Thank you so much for sticking with me all this time. Maybe I'm not the best LP or whatever. Maybe I'm not that interesting. I don't know. But if nothing else, I hope it was all worth it at the end to see. Even though I knew what was going to happen, still see such a big reaction to a moment like that still got me choked up. Just, always thinking about it would get me misty-eyed. But going through it again and talking it out and stuff, it was hard. You could hear I was getting choked up. Maybe some people out there just think I'm a little bitch or something like that. Well, maybe. I don't know. But from what I've read online, it sounds like you might be calling 90% of the players of this game out there bitches too, I guess. I don't know. I'm sorry the game didn't have the same effect on you. Hopefully you'll find something out there that'll give you the same sort of, the same roller coaster of emotion. Hopefully. Anyway. Thank you all so much for watching. And I'll see you next LP. Take care of each other. And don't be afraid to lend a helping hand. It could mean the world to someone else. Love you guys.